Yes, people, and we are back.
Yes, brother. Yes.
Lasgidi Effect, baby.
Yes, so
Yes,
I'm
good
back.
to
Oh,
yes, we're back. We're back. It's good to see everybody in the building. We have Mossyboy,
yeah.
and we have the Oracle Akuma.
Yes, brother.
How are you
Yes.
guys doing, man? How you guys
Uh,
doing?
we're good, brother. We're good. Like a pastor once said this to me. You always say doing well over the circumstances.
Right, because
Life has
circumstances plenty right now.
yeah, all the time, but you gotta be overcome, man. So overcome the circumstances.
Valid. Mossyboy,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Just same old same old thing, really. So I'm just looking for. I cannot even wait to go to bed. Wake up tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Bank. I want to see. I just want to
Yes,
see
so
what is
yes,
happening with that Arsenal team.
yes, so
That
yes,
is
so
just what I want right now. But to
yep.
me, I can see them. They're not ready, but I just want to see what I can see Arsenal losing to Brentford tomorrow. I can see
Oh
that.
man, call some
Yeah.
positivity, brother,
Really?
man. You're a bit
Yes.
depressed.
Because the reason why I said that is because I'm not saying they're gonna I can see it, but the preparation is not there. They're not prepared for the new season to start anyway.
Okay,
Oh
like I
well.
said, we'll discuss it. Like I said, I'll give you an alternative perspective. Like I said, as a Tetra's lawyer here, I have to come to the defense of the manager. So we've got some interesting perspectives.
I actually got some question for Akuma today, but Tade is not
Okay,
here.
yeah.
I should have
Anyways,
been directing that question to Tade, but I would be as because Tade and Akuma are on the same page. You, Gbemiga and I are on the same page, so I will
you will
seriously I
get
will ask you those questions,
you will
and
get your
I
chance
just I just want to see
in a
how you
moment.
how you
You'll
feel.
get your chance in a moment.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes, sir.
sentiment is
Yeah.
here. Yo, big up sentiments. Uh, you sentiment and Akuma, mad negativity on the show right now. Because it says when I went to the championship. But
I mean,
anyways,
this. Okay, go on. I'll
no,
let
let's
you go
start the
first.
show with it. Anyways, everybody, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is Lasgidi Effect. And I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm gonna show you what we're about.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be late.
So yes, there you have it. It's Lasgidi Effect. We're just a bunch of Niger boys. We love to
Yes,
banter.
so
We love to
yes,
Yes.
debate
sir.
about
Yes.
Arsenal,
Yes.
about
Yes.
football. I'm gonna
Hmm.
try to drop some kind pidgin, some kind Niger flavor. May say Niger, say Niger no dey carry last. And everybody, it's great to have you on the show. We already have sentiment, just letting us know in the comment section. You say, Musty boy, are you ready for championship playoffs next season? Never.
Oh my
It's never
goodness, man.
happening.
Man, this negativity,
It's never happening,
people
sentiment.
need deliverance from
Let it go, man. It's
this
never
evil spirit
happening.
of negativity. They need
I feel the
deliverance.
ancestor is speaking. He don't they cast every spirit of negativity.
You know what thing I want to talk first, yeah. The thing
Yeah.
where I want to talk be say, um, I'm happy to say maybe probably I'm hearing the news that Arsenal don't wash their hand off now from Ramsdale.
Mm.
Ramsdale signed for Bournemouth in 2019. Bournemouth
Mm.
get relegated in 2020.
Uh,
Ramsdale signed for Sheffield United in 2020.
yeah.
2021 Sheffield United get relegated, and
Uh,
Arsenal wants to go and get him.
oh
You
man,
Mercy
my
understand?
boy,
What do you
Mercy
my
boy
think is
has
going to
goodness.
had this.
happen in
Mercy boy
2022?
has had
Oh
this
my,
here. He was just waiting for the show to start. May he talk.
I'm telling
oh
you,
my
man.
goodness.
So
Okay,
if
let me.
Arsenal now
May,
sign Ramsdale in 2021, what do you think is going to happen to
Okay,
Arsenal?
maybe
Come
what
okay.
maybe
on,
Let
what
me bring
sentiment is saying will happen.
let me bring some perspective here. Harry
man.
Maguire, did this guy not get relegated from Hull City?
No, Harry Maguire doesn't get
Yeah,
relegated. Harry
just
Maguire
because you get
doesn't get
relegated,
relegated
it
two
doesn't.
times in a row.
Yeah,
Oh
but it
yeah,
doesn't
He
mean
only
it
got
doesn't mean.
relegated
guys.
once.
Let's focus on
Come
the show. Let's
on.
focus
My
on the show.
goodness, this
It don't
negativity,
happen. Let's
man.
focus on the show.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, good thing is football season is back. The
Yes,
Yeah.
Premier
sir.
League officially kicks off tomorrow, and
Yes,
it's
sir.
always
Yes,
kicking
sir.
off with us now. Which is funny. I think that's, I don't know if it's if it has anything to do with the fact that Arsenal is always on the top of the table when we start the season. But the Premier League
Alphabetical, I
always kicks
think.
off with Arsenal, right? Last season it kicked
Alphabetical.
off with Arsenal, Fulham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it's alphabetical, right? I remember maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago it kicked off with Arsenal, Leicester City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's Arsenal, Brentford kicking off the Premier League
Yep.
tomorrow. I'm
Mm.
gonna ask you, starting with Akuma.
Yeah, so
Akuma,
yeah, so
do you think Arsenal are prepared for the new season?
yeah, it's one of them ones where pre-season can give you a distorted view. I remember a couple of seasons ago when Arsenal had pre-seasons in Singapore. We beat PSG, we beat Bayern Munich, we beat all these big teams, but we still had a mediocre season. And even last season, we had not too bad a pre-season. We beat Liverpool in the Charity Shield. Where did that take us? We've also beaten Man City in the Charity Shield 3-0. But where did we finish that season? So I think sometimes we can't have like cake and eat it. I agree, pre-season hasn't been the best, but at the same time, I'm not going to use that as a litmus test of how our season is going to go out. For example, case in point, when we did the Invincible season, our pre-season that year was terrible. You know, we had lost to some, you know, I think we lost to Portsmouth and stuff, but we went the season unbeaten. So preseason is not an indicator. I think what's happened is because Arsenal have been, obviously, we've had, I call it post-traumatic distress right now. Any bad performance,
PTSD.
yeah, PTSD, any bad performance, we just
Yeah,
literally
but
internalize it and literally want to explode. So I agree, there are some concerns, but at the same time, though, the thing that I'm looking for, because I have to look at the positives, is that we're not in Europe. So what? And the good thing about that is we're going to be playing on Saturdays instead of Sundays, meaning we're not going to have the added pressure of like, oh, we have to wait till Sunday to catch up the teams that are catching up. You see, so I'll play one game a week. So Arteta has no excuses now. He has, he has the training pitch, and I tell you what, if we're in the same position that we were last season in November, this is an exclusive. I'll be the one to be saying Arteta out.
okay, let me say
Okay,
something
Mossyboy,
to
go ahead.
what you just said, Akuma. Right?
Mm.
You said there are some pre-season before Arsenal have a very good preseason. Yeah,
Yeah.
the last year and year before they have a very good preseason. That means they prepare. Look at where we finish in the table. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you, I'm saying to you that those 2 times that they have a very good preseason, look at where we finish. This time they're not prepared. Where do you think we're gonna finish?
Me, I think
No,
if
no, no,
Arteta,
because we're not prepared. To
no,
me, we're
you
not
asked me a
prepared. Where do
question.
you think we're gonna finish?
Let me answer the finish. I think we should finish no lower than 6 this season. That's my prediction. Top
Not
6.
below. Come on. So you're saying that other teams they will just be looking. The other teams are strengthened as well. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Arsenal strengthened. Let's be fair.
Where?
Arsenal are
Okay,
strengthened.
Okay, Arsenal are strengthened. Tell me
Yes.
where did
Left.
they? Where?
We've got
Tell
cover
me
for left.
what is strength. Tell me what
We've got cover for Tierney. That's what we're
you got.
holding.
What?
We've got cover for Tierney. So if Tierney's, like you said,
Yeah, we
injury
got
prone,
cover for Tierney. Yes.
yes. We've
Uh-huh.
bought what's his name? This guy from
Lukunga.
is it in the midfield. That's a good
Look,
bargain
Man,
because I
oh
tell you
my
what, the
days.
problem is that
Akuma. No, no,
our
no, no, no,
strategy
no.
has to change because I see what Arteta's doing. He wants to buy players before their peak because we can't buy established players. It's not going to work. Our model is we need to buy players that
Listen,
are up and coming.
listen,
You know,
listen.
we haven't got a sugar daddy.
Akuma. Don't come and give me that bullshit. Trust. I am telling you now.
Oh, yes,
Don't
yes,
come
man.
and give me that bullshit. You telling me that Man City that is doing it, they're not getting a ready-made player? Come on, man.
I mean, Man
Liverpool
City
are
got
doing
Grealish.
it. Are they not?
Yeah,
Look
but
at Liverpool
they've got
went to go and get Van Dijk. Van Dijk is
yeah,
absolutely a
yeah.
ready-made player,
Yeah,
and it's a,
he was just about peaking. That's what I'm saying right now. Because you got to remember, who did Liverpool sign? They signed what's his name?
they went to
Remind
go and
name.
get Alcantara. Liverpool
Yeah,
went out to go and get Alcantara to
because they're
see.
established now. But
It's an established midfielder already.
but during the rebuild, let's face it, Mane wasn't established. He had a good season for Southampton, but obviously
Listen,
he got made in.
Mane has already established himself before Liverpool signed him.
Uh,
He's established himself in Southampton
Okay,
before Liverpool
okay. Let's
signed him. Come
not
on,
go.
man.
Let's not go too far from the topic. So, Mossyboy, if I understand you, in your opinion, you
Yeah,
don't think Arsenal are ready for the new season.
I don't think so.
What
I
do you
have
think we
don't.
need to do to get ready?
If I want to see Arsenal get ready, Arsenal needs to go out to go and get what we talked about last week, where we need players right back, another an established number 10, another midfielder that is going to be playing next to Party. Like I'm still kind of baffling myself or baffling by what Arsenal is doing, that they've not gone out to sign Bissouma from Brighton. I'm
No, the
still
guy is
baffled by
literally,
that.
as in, I'm surprised though because it seemed
I'm
like it was going
still
to be our fourth
surprised.
signing.
You
Yeah.
Arsenal go and buy Basuma from Brighton next to Partey. They went to, if they wants to go and buy Madison from Leicester, go and get established number 10. You see him
Okay.
on Sunday what
Okay.
he
Let me give you. Let
on
me.
Sunday what he was doing against Manchester City.
Manchester.
All those killer ball
Okay. Let me ask you.
what he's
Okay.
given.
Let me
And
give
if
you.
we listen, let me
Akuma,
finish.
let him
Let me
finish.
finish here.
Okay.
We don't need a striker right now, right? All our striker, they can score goals. They know where the goal is, right? The reason why they are not scoring goals is because they are not getting the supply they require, because we don't have no more experienced number 10 that is going to be playing behind all our striker. We go out there, we get that number 10 that we're going to be seeing that pass, that is going to be playing that killer ball between the two center back, between a center back and a fullback, two on the both side. I'm sure Lacazette, Aubameyang, they are ready to give you at least each of them 20 goals a season.
Okay,
They're a
okay,
striker that can
okay.
score goals.
Mossyboy,
So
interesting point of view. I don't know, Akuma, you were going to say something. So what you want to
No,
say
I'm
real
just
quick, and then
saying
we can go
with
into the comments.
Basuma. Correct me if I'm not wrong. What's his national team?
Mali,
It's
Mali.
yeah, Mali.
Okay.
Mali.
Let me give you the reason why I don't think they've gone for
I don't
Basuma.
see it. I don't
No, no.
care
Let
about
me give
any reason you give me. It doesn't.
no.
Okay.
Let me give you a reason why I don't think they've gone for Basuma. You
Yeah.
have to remember this year is going to be the African Cup of Nations. Now, you don't want a situation where you lose Partey and Basuma when they have to go for the African Cup of Nations. You see, so they're
I mean,
thinking
that's a
long term.
valid point of view when you think about it, because
Yeah,
during
yeah.
AFCON, we'll be without our African players for like a month or more.
Yeah, so I think sometimes you have to look at it long term. I think sometimes I agree. Basuma, I wish Basuma had come in, but they're thinking to myself, hold on a minute. In the African Cup of Nations, if we lose Partey and Basuma, we are effed up in our midfield. So
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not
Um,
excusing we shouldn't
question.
go for it, but I'm just saying that's
Before we take your question, let's
Yeah.
Sentiment
All
is
right.
dropping something in the
Okay.
comment section. He says the squad is weaker now than the end of last season, and he
Yeah.
gives some examples. He says no David Luiz, no Odegaard, no
No,
Matt
Ryan.
Ryan, and he said I will add Ceballos, but sometimes Ceballos looked like he was playing against us. Do you agree that we're weaker than we were last season, Mossy
Of
Boy?
course. Of course. That is a very good comment. I would say we're weak. We're kind of, that is the reason why we look like we don't have a very good defense, because we don't have the midfield. Like I said it last week, we don't have the midfield that is going to protect our defense. And I use Arsene Wenger's team as an example. Arsene Wenger's defense is not as it's not. I would say the defense we have now and Arsene Wenger defense, I would say maybe probably they are on Koscielny and Matisaka. They are not the quickest in the Premier League and in their own time, because they have a very good midfielder playing in front of them. It makes those defense looks like, oh yeah, we don't want Koscielny to go. We don't want Matisaka to retire. We don't. You understand what I mean? It's not like they're better than any other centre back in the Premier League. It's because we give them the right option in the midfield. That's why. But right now we don't have midfield. Any immediately a team gone past our midfield, all our defender will just be all over the place, and that can happen to any team. Immediately they gone past midfield, then defenders, oh, where is the striker? Where is the striker? Who am I
True,
marking? So
valid.
that is just the problem.
I get your point, Mossy Boy. Akuma, what do you think? Do you think we're weaker as a squad than we were at the end of last season?
I think the squad will ultimately be weaker because at the end of the day, or smaller, whether we're going to be weaker as a squad, but definitely there's two questions there. There's weaker as a squad, definitely, but then again, we don't have European football. Would we be stronger as a first 11? We have to wait and see. I
You
mean, we
have
can
brought
fear our.
this Oracle my thinking into this. You've complicated the question. He said weaker as a
No,
squad or stronger as a first 11.
no. The reason because obviously we haven't got European football, so we don't need that big of a squad. You see, as we did
Valid.
last season. So I was just saying that's what I'm saying. It's important that we have a good core first 11 that's stable. I mean, what was one of the criticisms from Arteta last season? He kept
Mm.
on changing. We didn't have
Yeah,
a
he didn't know
stable
he didn't
11.
know his first 11, and I hope he
Exactly.
knows them
Yeah,
now
but
because
I think right now because we're just playing once a week now, that
Mm.
may change. You see, so
Yeah,
that
but
may give us a better team, not necessarily a stronger squad, but a better
but
first
at least a
11.
better
so
first 11.
a
Yeah.
question, one question for you now. You remember when Arsene Wenger is still manager, when we can't spend money, we cannot get the player that we want in, right?
Mm,
But Arsene Wenger is still managing what he's got,
mm,
bringing people from the youth team into the first team, and he's still finishing the top four. So
mm,
that team then
mm,
and the team we have now,
mm.
and the position that we have now, when we should be doing better now than then. And
Yeah, I think
Arsene
you have
Wenger
to.
is still
Yeah,
managing
yeah.
to get us
I,
into the top four.
yeah, I think also you have to bear in mind though that the teams around us have gotten better now. Before, Arsenal could have a poor season, but still guaranteed to finish top four. But you've
Yeah,
got the teams like
but
Aston Villa,
we
Leicester.
have some very good team in the league. Then we have Chelsea, we have Manchester
Yeah,
United, we
but
have
yeah, but apart from your traditional top six and stuff, the
yeah.
teams have improved. So you've got the likes of Leicester, you've got the likes of Aston Villa, you've got the likes of Wolves. So overall, the Premier
So
League
so
has gotten better.
Has gotten better.
Yeah,
what you are
that's
telling me
why.
now is, are you with the caliber with the how big Arsenal is, we
Mm.
should not be comparing ourselves to Leicester. We should
Well, like
not
Oh
I
be
said,
well,
I
I
think
comparing
mean
ourselves to
yeah, no,
West Ham.
I
that's
agree with
We
you.
a
should be,
No, no, I agree.
if Manchester United move, Liverpool move, Arsenal should be moving to with them as well.
well, we're
That
not
is
moving as
that
well.
we're not
Uh,
moving.
I
That
mean,
is the
I get
thing.
your point, Mossyboy, and I also understand your Akuma. Let's look at some of the comments that are coming in. Um, Papa P, big ups to you. It says, Mossyboy, do you know how many one-on-one Aubameyang missed this preseason? We're gonna come back to that. You know, it
Hmm.
says it's talking about like we're creating chances, but we're missing, and I'm gonna come back to that in a moment. Sentiment is saying AFCON will not affect the season, winter break, and any team that makes it two final would only miss two Premier League games. I
Hmm.
think that's interesting. Papa P is also saying, Mossyboy, since Invincible, we've never had protection in front of our defense. With respect, Papa P, come on. It says it's saying Luis has better chemistry than Ben White. I'm guessing it means chemistry
Imagine.
with but I mean, to be honest, I don't know who. I assume that it's going to be Ben White and Gabriel playing together for most of the season.
Yeah, yeah,
As a
yeah.
centre back partnership. So we don't really know what the chemistry is going to be like between the two of them just yet. Sentiment is also saying Matran better than Runnison and on Author. And if ESR gets injured with the 10. Anyways, let's get back on track, right? Uh we have a game against Brentford tomorrow.
Yeah,
Aubameyang is arguably, I mean, he's our captain, right?
yeah,
I won't say arguably our best player, right? Or at least he's supposed to be our best player.
yeah,
Throughout preseason, we've watched him. He didn't score
yeah,
a single goal.
yeah.
And if you watch a lot of those games, it's not because he didn't get the opportunity. He got a good number of chances.
Hmm.
It just didn't seem to be able to find the net.
Hmm.
How worried are you about Aubameyang and his inability to score so far, Mossyboy?
I think what the reason why Aubameyang is is in front of goal, I would say that maybe probably the confidence
Yeah, it's low.
is low. It's
But
not
it's the
there.
beginning
Yeah,
of a new season,
It's the
right?
beginning of a
It's a
new
fresh slate.
season.
I don't
Is the
yeah,
understand why
yeah.
he's not
So
confident.
what is yeah, but that's down to the manager to put the confidence back in him. You understand what I mean? So is in front of goal. He has two minds. Oh, where do I put it? Am I going to score it? Where do I put it? Am I then in that two minds? He get caught on the ball, or he just miss kick the ball, or something like that. So, but I just think maybe probably he just need to kind of score maybe in two games consecutively or in three
yeah,
games consecutively,
yeah,
and the confidence will be back, and
yeah.
it
That's
will
what
be
he needs.
firing
Everybody
again.
starts to
Yeah,
bang goal.
totally
But
agree.
if
No, totally.
Aubameyang starts season first three game without getting a goal,
Mm.
I will plead right now for Ateta because he's our captain. That doesn't mean that he should be starting every game.
No, I agree.
You
Totally.
can
Totally.
rotate. You
Yeah.
can bring the young stars in. I'm not talking about Nketiah. Give
Okay.
another young star like Gabriel Balogun. Give them, make him give those young star a chance.
Oh, brother, you the
Because
para.
because
In
what
case
I'm
you,
trying
waiting in
to
case
say,
you do you. In
no,
case you,
no, no.
on the other
Listen,
hand, he scored some brilliant goals in
he's got
preseason.
Yeah,
some.
but he
He's got
always
yeah.
looks.
He's got some
He
brilliant
always
goals,
looks good in
but
preseason.
when it matters, it doesn't perform. That
And
is
that's a
it.
fair,
That is the thing.
and that's a fair point. That
What I'm trying to say is, if Aubameyang is not firing, those kids that is going to be coming in to replace him, they can't do worse. The last thing they won't do is not to score goals.
They too will just do as
These
bad.
two will
They can't
just
do
not
worse.
score
So
goals. They
give them a
cannot
chance.
do worse.
Interesting. And Akuma, I mean, it seems from your reaction that you kind of agree with Mossyboy. So
No,
I'm
I
gonna
come
ask
to,
you a different question, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because there's a school of thought that the reason why Aubameyang as you know sort of declined in his goal scoring ability. I mean, because when you look at him last season, coming from the previous season where he got like 21 goals or something, and then last season I think he had just like 9 or something. It was a ridiculous number of PL goals.
Yeah.
So there's a school of thought that the reason why he's not scoring as much is because the manager keeps playing him on the left when they should be playing him as a center forward. There's another school of thought that the manager is too defensive minded, and so Aubameyang has to do too many defensive duties, such that by the time he's attacking, he's not as effective as he would ordinarily be. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's like this. When a player doesn't score, we come with all these scientific theories and try to go into a player's mind and stuff like this. It's funny because I think with Arteta, he's tried everything. I think he's tried to play him because he did play in the centre and he still couldn't score. He's played on the wing, and he still can't score. And obviously, because he's your captain now, he's you want to obviously make him happy and stuff. But at the same time, he has to remember he's got to do what's best in the team. And that's if you look at it statistically, Arsenal did really well in terms of when Aubameyang didn't play.
Yeah.
Then when he did play,
we
got some good results. I can think of the Leicester game. I can think of what game as well. I think it's a European game as well when we beat there's a side that we beat 3-0 away from home, and Aubameyang didn't even play in that game. So and Southampton away. So it's a tough one. I mean, like I said, I agree with Mossyboy in terms of obviously, I do believe that Arteta should give Aubameyang at least the first 3 games. And if he doesn't perform, he should obviously bench him because obviously you can't put your job's on the line. You have to remember now, Arteta's under pressure now. Everybody's scrutinizing him. There's fans here in the ground. So for the sake of his job, he's got to do what's best for the team. To be fair to Arteta, I think he would do it. I think he showed last season that if Aubameyang's not playing well, he will sub it. So,
but another thing I want to quickly say is I'm not sure whether it's the formation that Arteta is playing that is not effective enough for Aubameyang scoring goals. But I just don't know, man. Because
let's take a few comments first. The sentiment is saying Auba needs the priest and the imam. Oracle, consult your friends. Consult your fellow oracles. Over this matter.
We can perform exorcism.
I wanna free this guy now. May he start to score again.
I don't know what's in there happen. Maybe probably the imams and the priest and the oracle just they hold Aubameyang's legs inside box.
It's fine. I suppose if it is down to the manager, then we should also blame Thomas Tuchel for Werner issues, and we should blame all the managers for Fernando Torres issues. I mean, he's saying that we can't blame the manager for Aubameyang not scoring, and he's using these other examples like Timo Werner and Fernando Torres. And I mean, in some sense, it is a valid point because Timo Werner, for example, he missed some atrocious chances, and you cannot blame that on anybody but him. And also we saw the difference between Fernando Torres when he went from Liverpool
the
to
thing
Chelsea.
is, let me come into this comment. Yes. Okay. Timo Werner and Fernando Torres, if they come in with something different, even though if they're not scoring, look at the work rate from Timo Werner. His work rate alone, even if he's not scoring goals, you will see him in the game. But if Aubameyang is not scoring goals, it doesn't offer any other thing.
It's just absent.
Yeah, he's just absent completely. Fernando Torres. If Fernando Torres is not scoring goals, he keep putting pressure on the defense.
True. And even this guy as well that misses a lot of chances, Morata. Even when he's not scoring goals, you will know
Even
he's
he's
on the
not
pitch.
scoring.
Yeah,
I will,
yeah.
don't even let us go there. I will even tell you this guy that he doesn't even get into the Chelsea squad. What's his name? This Belgium striker.
Batshuayi.
But why? He's not scoring enough goals, but you will see him putting pressure on that defense. But
Yeah, but
Aubameyang doesn't have that.
that's an interesting situation. I guess that's why some fans would prefer Lacazette to Aubameyang,
So yeah,
because
you know,
even if Lacazette isn't scoring, you always
you
know he's on the
always see
pitch.
him.
Yeah,
That's
because
Let's
he
why.
builds up. He builds up. I
It builds
agree.
up
I
play.
agree.
Let's take
That's
a
what I'm
few
saying.
more
That's what I'm saying.
questions.
That's what I'm saying. As a team, we're better with Lacazette. And if you look at the results, when Aubameyang didn't play, we actually performed pretty well.
Yes, so
Look
now
at
they don't
balance.
I just called him Baba Miyang now. Oh yeah, come up with Baba Miyang
You
because
know,
he's not a John Baba for that squad now.
you
Baba is
know,
saying Aubameyang scored his highest number of goals playing from the left
from the
for us
left.
now, and that is
Mhm.
very valid as well.
Yeah.
Sentiment here is saying Auba doesn't do well in 4-2-3-1 formation. He's better in a three
Four,
four
four, four,
three,
four, three.
covered by a left wing back and a left center back. Emery in. Please, don't let's go back there.
No, let us go
But
back
that's an
there.
interesting point of view. Osman Ali is asking about Tade. Don't worry, Tade is with us. I'm sure he's watching this show right now. But
Of
Tade can
course
be on this
not.
show.
Tade, come up to help me,
But Tade can be
Yeah,
on the Tade can be on the show
yeah,
at
I
the
need
moment.
counsel,
yeah,
But
bro.
don't
yeah.
I need
worry, the
support.
blunt pundits will soon be back.
It will be soon be back.
You
You,
see,
you just
Bro.
need to deal with some personal stuff. That's all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sentiment here is saying when I just crap, can't score on. Timo Werner has a lot of improvement to do. He also said Torres did nothing at Chelsea. Guys, stop capping. We seem to forget easily. Anyways, the point is, Arsenal fans, we're worried that Aubameyang isn't scoring.
Mhm.
But like Mossyboy has said, Aubameyang isn't our only option. If
Hmm.
Aubameyang isn't doing it, obviously there's Lacazette. Depending on where you
There's
want to play Aubameyang,
there's
you want to play him on the
Martinelli,
left. There's Bukayo Saka who can play that position. Pepe can play that position.
You know,
Martinelli,
Martinelli can play that position. And if you center
Balogun,
forward as
and
well,
mm,
Balogun,
you have
Balogun as well.
Balogun, you have
Yeah,
Lacazette, you have
exactly. Yeah.
Nketiah, even though
you
Mossyboy
know
doesn't see
what I
Nketiah.
want the manager to bring back, yeah.
What's that?
And this chemistry, what we all seen it so many times, and it works really well. Then when Bukayo Saka is playing behind Martinelli, they are both playing from the left. These
Mm-hmm.
kids are lethal. They absolutely terrorize defense. And look at when Martinelli's carry on scoring in the Europa League. Then they are both playing from the left. But then we haven't got Tierney
But
there.
then Saka was playing left wing back.
He was playing left wing back. So we can Atata can go back to three at the back and use Tierney as a left centre back. You understand what I mean?
That's
So
an interesting opinion because I remember and I was having a conversation with people a few days ago,
yeah.
and I did suggest that in the meantime, maybe we should go three at the back and build in such a way that we can have two strikers in front. So if you have three at the back, you have your four midfielders, and then you can do a number 10 and two strikers. And then
Mm,
that way Aubameyang can pair with another striker, and that can be how we play.
mm,
But that was just an ideological thing that I was saying. But yeah, let's go back to the main issue now. There's a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we will take some predictions about tomorrow's game and also do some
Mm.
predictions about the other games that are happening this weekend. But
mm.
before that, let me just chip one thing in, right? We'll just quickly discuss this and then go. Lukaku has signed for Chelsea. On one hand, I thank God in heaven that Haaland
It's
did
not
not come
Haaland.
to the Premier League to play for Chelsea. But Lukaku is not a joke either. It's one of the top strikers in the world at
Yeah.
the moment, and he has officially signed for Chelsea.
Mm.
One of the things that has been said is that the clubs that Mossyboy thinks that we should ordinarily be comparing ourselves to, clubs like Chelsea, clubs like Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, and maybe Spurs. It seems what has been said is it seems like those clubs have distanced themselves from Arsenal. Like at the moment, because of the improvement they've put in their squad,
Yeah.
like Arsenal cannot compete on that level. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that we're officially, as a team, we're officially out of the top four in terms of contention? I mean, what will happen on the pitch is different, but on paper, do you guys think we're officially out of the top four? Akuma, what do you think?
Our strategy has to change. I mean, I agree with you. We're never going to spend £97 million on Lukaku. And even if we did, I won't be happy with that. Because I think with Arsenal, we've got to think of long term. I think sometimes with Arsenal fans, we sometimes think the short term. I think we want to spend now, we want to spend now. So it's a bit like having a credit card and they say, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. But you don't think of the interest rate that will happen a couple of years back, you see. I'd rather we spend wisely, you see. One of the criticisms of the Kroenkes is that they haven't spent. I disagree. They have spent. The problem is they haven't spent wisely. 30 million on, what's his name, Mustafi, 30 million on Xhaka, 71 million
Mustafi is
pounds on
35 million.
35, yeah, even
Yeah.
even worse now. 71 million on Pepe, though I think he may come around this season. So what we have to do is adopt the Leicester strategy, whereby you look for these bargains, you look for this, and I think I've been quite encouraged by the caliber of players we're getting. We're getting them young, we're getting them before their peak, you see, and we can get if worst comes to worst. And we need to sell them. We'll get like a massive sell-on value, you see, and I think that's a good
Which
strategy.
is what
Yeah, but
Aston
one
Villa has
more.
gotten for Grealish. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mossyboy.
yeah.
What you should think, what you should know, also know is we're getting these young players.
Mm,
We should still know that not all of them
mm.
will flourish. Some of them will fall
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
way
but
when
but any
when they go
yeah,
when the Premier League get going. If you
yeah.
understand.
Yeah, but it's not guaranteed though. Look at Verma. How much was spent on Verma? He was established and he absolutely flopped
And
in
he's
terms of his
absolutely
goals.
flopped
So
at Chelsea.
there's no guarantee. Like I say, it's like investments. If you're investing in stocks or shares, you're never going to guarantee that stocks or shares are going to come back. You're praying that it will. That's a bit of a transfer market, you see. So we just have to pray that obviously the heavens are open and obviously the harvest happens with these signings.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, interesting. Let's just go into some of the match predictions, starting
Mm.
with the game that kicks off the season, Arsenal versus
Ew.
Brentford.
Yeah.
Before that, let me look into the comment section. Papa P, I said Tade is in Croatia. Blonde pundits, keep enjoying your summer. Oh. He's saying Lukaku will sentence a lot of teams. I don't disagree. I mean, I think
Uh,
Lukaku is on fire. He's a guy that you know that he has a lot to prove. He will
one
just bully teams.
one thing I want to say to this comment, right, is do not leave Lukaku one on one with with a defender. He's
He's
going
going
to
to he's
smoke
going he's going to
them.
bully
Yeah.
This
defenders.
guy
He's
is
coming back to
powerful.
he's
He's
coming back to the
quick
Premier League to prove himself because at
to
Man
prove
U he got
himself.
mad
Yeah.
hate at Man U,
Mm.
and he's
Yeah,
coming
he's got
back to
anger,
show you
man.
people
He's
that
got
guess what
vengeance in he's got
guess
vengeance
what
in his eyes, man.
Me,
Papa Pills,
I just waiting. I want to talk. Say teams should just know how powerful, how quick Lukaku be.
why
Yeah.
then go mark Lukaku?
Then go just say, okay, make you not allow this guy touch ball because this guy knows sabi control, but he sabi run with the
Yes,
ball.
so yes.
You
And he gets
understand what I
strength.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
If Lukaku want touch ball, his first touch will go back to the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
if
I
you
mean,
let him turn, game
we
over.
go see as it go. I mean, he's the missing piece at Chelsea,
You know.
obviously. Osmali is saying, and we'll come to Osmali. He says tomorrow's game. I'm not saying we will win. I'm not saying we will lose. I just know we won't win. What kind of comment is that?
This negativity,
Sentiment
stop
saying the
it, oh.
Cronkies haven't spent a penny in Arsenal. We're a self-sufficient club. The ambition and intellect in the hierarchy isn't there as other teams. Interesting. Papa P said they laugh with us. Smiley say what he has the way we want. So yeah, let's take your predictions for tomorrow's game. Starting from Mossyboy. Mossyboy, Brentford, Arsenal.
It's gonna be a draw
Scoreline. Draw.
because I
Is
don't see.
Arsenal never relegated against a
It's,
newly
it's,
promoted team?
they never relegated a nearly promoted team, but I would say Brentford has got a striker that is confident, can score goals,
Yeah,
that
that
can
Tony guy.
terrorize
I dey fear
defense.
that guy.
That guy is good. But the only reason why I'm choosing a draw is because of the experience that Arsenal has got in the Premier League. This is a newly promoted team. They want to come into the Premier League and taste it, and newly promoted they want to come in and prove themselves. You understand what I mean? Then maybe probably it's only that experience Arsenal we just use for them to kind of get over
So,
the line with the
so you
draw.
think we will draw? Do you think it
So,
will be nil
I will
nil
be
or 1-1 or two
trust.
two?
I will be if they win. I will be trust. I will be happy if they can beat Brentford.
Of,
But
look, I don't think we're that
I would
bad though, that you be saying if they can. I know,
listen,
yeah, they have a
listen,
good
listen.
striker, but then there's
Gbemiga. I will be real here. That Arsenal team are really, really bad. They're not good. And the thing is, I was looking at the game. I was looking at a game against Tottenham with the friendly and
yeah,
against Chelsea. That Chelsea team, that is their second team. Like I said last week, more than half of that Chelsea team will be going back on loan. Tottenham, they don't have their top striker, which is Harry Kane, that refused to play. They still beat us 1-0. You
yeah. I
understand what I
mean, the
mean?
goal. When you look at the goal, though, we kind of gifted them that goal. It
But
was,
to
just
me,
horrific defending.
I just, and again, I was looking at those players on the pitch. Those players, like you said it before, Gbemiga, those players are not bad players, you know. It's just they're not getting the best out of them. Look at that Chelsea that went on to beat Villarreal. Yes, is it yesterday
Yeah, it was just
on
yesterday
on a penalty, and they went to go and beat Manchester City in the
in the
Champions League
Champions League
final.
final.
Thomas Tuchel, this is his first signing. Lukaku. That team is Lampard team, and Thomas Tuchel picked that teams up when they are not doing well. They are just about 2 or 3 points above Arsenal when Tuchel came in. From there, they just kick on,
True.
and they're playing really good football. Don't you think that this we've given this manager enough chance, he has got enough experience now to manage a Premier League team, go back
Uh,
to go and manage a
let's
Championship team,
let's
and just
let's let's not start on the
you
manager. I
know.
think that the general consensus is we'll see how the first 10 games of the season go,
Mhm.
and then we'll make a decision on whether the manager still needs to be here or not. But so Mossyboy, you say we're going to draw.
Yeah,
What do you think
I'm
the
going for a
scoreline is going
draw.
to be?
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to score? Do you think it's going to be nil nil?
We'll probably, because we're not going to keep a clean sheet anyway. We'll probably
Maybe like
be 1-1.
1-1. Do
Mm.
you think Aubameyang will find his boots again against Brentford?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Because the
Akuma, what
confidence
about you?
is low.
Well, I think
What do you
Arsenal
think we're
wins.
gonna do against
I think
Brentford?
Arsenal
Arsenal
will
will
win
win?
tomorrow. Arsenal will win tomorrow. I think the game will go like this. The first maybe 15 minutes, there'll be a storm by Brentford. The excitement, the fans will be buzzing, and I think that's the crucial. If we weather that storm, eventually Brentford will tire, and our experience will overcome Brentford, and I think Arsenal will edge it, probably 3-1 tomorrow.
3-1. Okay, interesting. I mean, I
Yeah.
also think Arsenal is gonna win. I don't see us losing that game. I also
Mm.
don't see us keeping a clean sheet. So I
Mm.
would say
Mm.
2-1.
Okay.
Let's look at a few comments. Sentiment says Arsenal to win 3-1. The
No,
positivity.
3-1 Brentford. And he said Brentford is going to win.
Oh wait,
3-1 Brentford.
sentiment clarify that because me I looked at it as Arsenal winning 3-1. Let's see. Papa P says Arsenal will win 3-0. Oh wow,
No.
maybe sentiment really means Brentford will beat us 3-1. You cannot happen. Sentiments is laughing here because Arsenal cannot keep a clean sheet. Come on, let's get real. Papa P saying how can you compare Chelsea with Arsenal? We can't. Oh, let's not even lie.
No way.
Chelsea have a winning atmosphere created by their owner. As long as the manager is decent and the players too, they will win trophies. Different circumstance to AFC, and you're absolutely correct. So yeah, those are the predictions for this week. I mean, Akuma and I think we'll win.
Yeah.
Mossyboy thinks we're going to draw. At least nobody thinks we're going to lose. But let's take a look at some of the other games this season. Akuma sentiment I said Arsenal win. How can you say Brentford will beat us 3-1? It's not possible now. We're not that bad. So let's take a look at some of the other games. So I mean, ours is tomorrow. On Saturday, there's Manchester United versus Leeds. Manchester United, one of the things we know about them is they bought Sancho, right? And they bought Varane. Those two, I mean, Sancho, obviously, if you look at their attack, now their attack is bad because
It's bad, yeah.
they can have Sancho on the left, have Fernandez in the middle as the number 10. They can have like Rashford or Greenwood as number 9.
Rashford is I just had operation, so he's not going to
So Rashford
be.
isn't going to play.
He's not going to play till maybe probably end of the year or something.
So it's probably going to be Greenwood or Cavani striking for them.
Yeah,
They still have men like Paul Pogba
Pogba
in the midfield.
in the midfield.
And
They
now
have
they've
Bruno
signed,
Fernandes.
yeah, but no, exactly. Now, it's Maguire and Varane in their
Hmm.
centre back partnership.
Hmm.
They have men like Luke Shaw as well, and Wan-Bissaka. So I don't know. They've improved themselves a lot this season, in preparation for the
Mm.
coming season. Leeds United, we all know what Leeds is going to do. As long as Marcelo Bielsa is in charge of Leeds, they're going to press you as hard as possible.
Yes,
They're
yeah.
going to run around the pitch and try to score. Who do you think is going to win that game?
Because Leeds are not scared to concede. They're not scared.
Yeah,
Because they know they can score as well.
yeah, and they play really interesting football. If you
Yeah.
ask me, like
Yeah. But
they're
I
just
still
a
think,
team that
yeah,
wants
I don't
to
think Man United
ball.
will still win. I think it'll be
Mm.
one of them thing whereby it'll be probably like 6-2 to Man United. Yeah.
Oh
The way
God.
you're going to look at it is because it's Leeds, and
Yeah.
Leeds and Man United, it's like kind of a derby, if you
Yeah.
understand what I mean. Is it like
Oh, okay.
and Man United don't lose derby game, even though if they're playing Man City, they will still find a way to beat Man City.
Yeah.
You understand what I
The only
mean?
thing I was
So
going to say is, I know last season Man United were one of those teams that they did so well away from home, right? They
mhm,
Yeah.
hardly lost a game away from
the
home,
game, yeah.
but this time they're at home, so I don't know,
Mm.
Sha. But I mean, Akuma thinks Man United will win, and he thinks they might win by a big margin. Mossyboy, what about you?
Definitely Man United is they have enough in the tank to kind of see the game through. So it might not be because when do we have an opening game and one team score mad like 6-7 goals, but I think Man United will probably win maybe 3-0 or so. Mm,
Okay. I mean, we'll
mm,
see. I'm not sure because I've not been keeping in touch with Leeds United. I don't know what
mm,
moves they've made in the transfer window.
mhm.
But I do think they're a very dangerous team, and we'll
Yeah.
see. I think Man United will win as well, but we'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
Another interesting game that is happening over the weekend is Chelsea Crystal Palace, and this is interesting because
Oh, my
Vieira,
second team, my second team, Crystal Palace.
Vieira
Yeah.
now, Patrick
Yes.
Vieira, as we all know,
Yeah.
has taken over, management at Crystal Palace, and this is essentially going to be his first game as a Premier League manager. Unfortunately, he's playing a Chelsea side that won the UCL and won the Super Cup. So it almost seems like he's facing the toughest test he could ever face in his very
Mhm.
first PL game. Uh, I want to say who do you think is going to win, but I think it's an obvious question.
Yeah.
But what's your general opinion about Vieira's quality, and what do you think he can achieve with Crystal Palace this season?
Okay. I'm very excited. I'm very happy for Vieira. As soon as he got appointed, I said, "That's it. Crystal Palace is my second Premier League tie to support." Because obviously you want to see an ex-Arsenal player do well as well, especially with the lack of black managers in football in itself. You do want to see, not only because he's black, but also he's an Arsenal legend as well, and obviously you want him to obviously succeed and everything. I just hope he does a Wolves or a Sheffield United 2 seasons ago, not the Sheffield
Yeah,
United
not
of
the one
last
that got
season.
relegated last
Yeah,
season.
but the other one, the Sheffield United of previous,
When they first came into the Premier
yeah,
League.
Yeah, they were
exactly.
really good that season. I
So
wonder what
obviously,
happened to them though. Like they just went bad.
I
Yeah,
think
he's
it's second season syndrome. It can
second
happen.
season syndrome, and again,
Yeah,
most of their best player they were on loan, so they all went back to their club. Like they have that Manchester United goalkeeper. What's his
Henderson.
name?
Henderson.
Henderson.
Yeah,
Henderson.
He
yeah,
was there when they're playing really well, and he saved them a lot. But he went back to Man United, and you know, they can't replace him. So
Yeah.
that's why
So
that's why if a player retire or player moved on,
you need to
there's
replace
no
them.
way you can replace that player.
yeah.
So
So Akuma, you're excited. You're excited for Crystal Palace. Mossy
Yeah, I mean,
boy.
obviously, I still think Crystal Palace will lose, but I'm just hoping
But
overall
yeah, I
Vieira
mean,
has
I
a good
think
season.
I can't really bet against anybody to
Yeah,
beat Chelsea right now
yeah.
I
because
want to I want to I
Chelsea
want
are
to
the,
s-
are
I
the
want to
team on
say
fire.
I will be supporting Crystal Palace, but it's
Because you
gonna
don't
be
like Chelsea.
it's gonna be
Yeah,
a really really tough game then.
yeah,
It'll be
But
tough for them.
it will be too much. That Chelsea team will be too much for Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I also want to see, and I think maybe this isn't the kind of game where we would get an understanding of Vieira's pattern of play,
Play,
because I
yeah.
think he will probably defend against Chelsea on Saturday, because that's a logical
Mm,
thing to do.
mhm.
But I think maybe as the season goes, we'll get an idea of what kind of manager he is.
Yes, yeah.
Uh,
yeah.
Okay, so that's an interesting one. Another, and I think probably the star game of the week is Tottenham Manchester City. I think it's the
Oh,
last game. It's the last game of this match
The
week,
weekend. Yeah.
and it's happening on Sunday.
Hmm.
Uh, who do you think is gonna win? And let me set some context, right? So Manchester City, obviously Pep Guardiola's team, they've signed Grealish. I guess it's kind of their biggest signing. They're trying to
100
sign the
million.
Tottenham striker Harry Kane.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if that's gonna happen or if it's not gonna happen. I read some things on Twitter today saying that they might be willing to make a bid of about 150 million pounds for Harry Kane. More football don't spoil, sha. um,
I'm telling
and then
you.
there's Tottenham who have appointed a new manager. They've appointed the guy from Wolves, Nuno Espirito Santo, and we know that that guy he made Wolves what Wolves are at the moment. You know,
Mm,
the
mm.
organized side, they play very well. They challenge top teams. In your opinion, because and then I also feel like Harry Kane might not play. I don't know why. I don't think he will play. Just because of all of the transfer issues
Mm-hmm.
surrounding him at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Who do you think is gonna win, Mossyboy?
Well, it's gonna be a really tough game. Because of the history of Nuno, he always start well. Even if you look at, he always start well in the Premier League. At the end of the day, he just drop off. But that was Wolves. But this is a Tottenham team that they got better players than Wolves, really. So you see, but I will still go for Manchester City to win. Maybe probably we just nick it 1-0.
1-0, right? Akuma, what
Mm.
about you? What do you think?
yeah. I think Man City will win, but Man City are such an unpredictable team. It's so funny.
Mm.
I don't know if you have this notion. Anytime I want Man City to win, they always lose.
Mm.
Especially in the Champions League, they piss me off
Yes,
because in the
exactly.
Champions League, I'm like, especially I
Yeah,
remember the year when they when Liverpool was it? Yeah, Liverpool nicked it and they beat Tottenham in the final, right?
Mm.
yeah,
Everybody wanted City to beat Tottenham and get to the
yes.
final. I was
Final,
like,
No,
yeah.
I
that's
want Tottenham in a UCL final, but they
yeah.
damn they
They,
fucking
they,
lost.
they.
Yeah,
No,
no,
Same
it,
that's
last
but
season.
but the
yeah.
thing is, the thing is, Manchester City should have been in the final because VAR just spunked them. Because that goal, they're saying that Aguero is
Yeah, but they
coming back
also
from.
conceded
That
too
is
many goals.
tight.
Yeah, but they
Tottenham
conceded too
did
many,
score them.
they lost the lead as well.
They
So
considered they
Mm.
considered too many goals. If they didn't consider all those goals, maybe they would have won as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Akuma, you're absolutely right. The day I'm
yeah,
supporting them is the day they disappoint.
yes.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Uh, I mean, but we'll see. I do think I don't know what Tottenham will look like this season.
Mm,
I don't think that they've made any major signings that
Mm.
should get anybody really excited. But I
No.
think that the change from Mourinho, I mean, and then the other caretaker coach to
Mm.
Nuno Espirito Santo, I think that that means something. Something will at least change in the way that they play,
yeah.
and we'll see.
But
We'll see what becomes of it.
we did one show the other time when Nuno went to Tottenham, and I said on that show that I'm so happy because Nuno has gone to Tottenham, which I said that this is the season Arsenal is going to finish above Tottenham, right? Now, when I'm seeing what Arsenal is actually doing,
You're
I
not
think
sure anymore.
I'm not sure anymore
Oh,
because
you're not
that,
sure.
No,
that Arsenal,
I think Tottenham will struggle because obviously it's this Thursday Sunday issue that may be in our advantage. You see, I think the luck of
Yeah,
European
they're
football. Yeah,
playing the Europa Conference League.
yeah, exactly. So your wish
Oh
may
my
come.
god, yeah.
Mo-
Maybe
yeah,
they
mo-
might
but,
win a they might
but
win a trophy this
they're
season.
playing.
You know?
They're playing. Listen, they're playing in the Europa Conference League. If Tottenham went on to win that cup,
They might
they
win it.
they will be saying that to Arsenal fan that have you ever won an European Cup?
Come on, nobody will
No,
say
no,
that.
trust me, no, trust me, no, no,
They
trust
dare
me.
not say that.
They
Yeah,
will not say
they
that.
won.
Trust me.
At least they won an European Cup.
Nobody cares about that.
No one cares
Oh
about
It's
my
a
that, man.
days!
conference league. They can as well get
Come
out.
on.
They can win that one. We'll be like,
But I feel
Tottenham.
like this might be their season to win
I
something
think
and
if
just
any
have the
team
edge.
that win that cup, it kind of moved them into the Europa League, right?
Probably. That I
Mm.
mean it only makes sense. I really hope they don't win though, because it'll be a really interesting banter for Tottenham to still go to the
Mm.
their best European competition
Have
and
you
still
actually seen
bottle it.
what the cups looks like? It looks really good, you know. It looks really beautiful. The cup,
The trophy.
the trophy, yeah,
Oh, okay, that's
it looks
interesting.
nice, yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, cool. I mean, those are the major games this week.
Hmm.
I won't bore us with some of the other things, but I just want to touch on a few things as well before we move on to like predictions for where teams will finish this season. There are a few teams that I feel like maybe we need to watch out for this season.
Yeah.
One is Aston Villa.
Hmm.
Um, Essentially because they've improved their side from
They,
where they were
yeah,
last
that's
season.
right. Yeah.
They've signed Buendia, they've signed Danny Ings, even though they've lost Grealish, but they've also signed this guy from Leverkusen, Leon Bailey,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
What do you where do you what do you think that they're going to? I mean, last season they finished 11th.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously they have Emi Martinez as well, who
Hmm.
is a former goalkeeper. Do you think they're going to finish above 11th this season?
But
Mossyboy.
the one thing I want to say is one of the key thing in Tottenham in Aston Villa was John Terry, and which is that he has left now. He's gone. He just want to go and do his own thing. He's left Aston Villa. He really kind of work on that Aston Villa defense because he's a defender himself, which you can actually see if Aston Villa they have a very good defense last season, but now what's it called? Grealish left. How are they going to cope? Don't know. We just have to wait and see with all their new signing to gelling. Then maybe probably from there they can kick on. But
They can kick on.
I still see them as mid-table club. Yeah,
Table
maybe
club.
probably.
Akuma,
Yeah.
what about you? What do you think about Villa?
I mean, Villa. This is not me trying to tempt faith here. They may have a. I know it's their third season, but they may have that second season syndrome,
I mean,
whereby
I
they.
do. Before you finish, I would actually think say it's their second season because that first season they almost got relegated. The only
Yes,
reason why they didn't
exactly.
get relegated is because of Arsenal. We were the
Yeah,
ones that allowed them to beat us, and that's
Yeah.
how they stayed
Mm.
up.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
continue.
So it could happen as well because at the time last season there was no expectation. Now there is expectation, and suddenly your mind shifts. Now you got fans because you got to remember. I think with the COVID with no fans, it distorted the league because you got to remember this was the highest seasons whereby away teams were beating, home teams were getting beaten
Mm.
at a higher consistent than normal. Now with fans coming back now, I don't think that's going to happen. Now I think the results are going to normalize. You see, so they may. I'm not saying that they're going to struggle, but I just don't. I won't be surprised if they did.
Okay,
Mm.
okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Another team that I want us to talk about real quick is West Ham. West Ham is important because West Ham they finished what fifth or something last season.
Hmm.
Mm.
Um,
No.
Everybody.
Leicester finished fifth.
Oh, I mean
They
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 finished
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 sixth.
sixth rather
sixth.
Yeah.
last
So they
season,
are in the Europa League, right?
and yeah, you're right. They
Mm.
finished sixth and they're in the Europa League. So
Mm.
I mean they finished above us now.
Hmm.
Everybody, some people might look at that and say, oh, they overperformed last season. Can they keep up? That are they officially a top six team now? What do you think about that, Akuma? West Ham, do you think they're gonna keep
No,
up
I
with
think
what they
West Ham are
did
going to
last season?
struggle. Like I said, the dynamics playing 2 games in the week is definitely going to have an effect. I don't think West Ham have that big of squad, and they haven't got the history of doing that. You see, so I think West Ham may struggle
Okay,
next
interesting.
season.
Mossy
Yeah.
boy, what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. So when the Europa League kicks in proper,
Mm,
when it gets
mm.
when the top when the season gets going, then like they haven't have that squad depth that they can actually rotate and just say, because if some of their key players started to get injured, that's when you're going to
You won't
see
be able to
them
keep up.
falling. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
okay.
they don't get me wrong. They really did well last season because they are not playing in Europe. So and then now they're playing in Europe. Then we'll see. But
We'll see how it
don't.
goes.
But another thing I would say, don't underestimate them. Actually, they might do well because the season. If you look at the season, the Leicester won the Premier League. They are in the Champions League, right? That year that they're in the Champions League, they struggled to finish top half. If you remember,
Yeah, I
they
remember.
actually they barely stay up. They just managed to stay up in the Premier League that year. So
So yeah, I mean we'll
well,
see.
we see. We see.
Sentiments here, I believe he's agreeing with me on Tottenham. He said they are that shameless. Yes, they're shameless club. Before we wrap up the show, let's just take one last set of like predictions.
Yeah.
And feel free, sentiments, Osman Ali, Papa P, everybody in the chat box, feel free to let us know your own opinion on this as well. So Premier League, first to sixth position. What are your predictions? What teams do you think will finish first to sixth? Akuma, I'm gonna start with you.
That's a tough one because anytime I predict stuff, it doesn't work. Because
You are the oracle, Oracle
Yeah.
Akuma. Anything when you predict, guys,
I know the oracle. I'm just trying to be like an investor today now. Like, if I was putting stocks, what would I put it on? I think I'll probably go with Man City being favourites, number one. A close second, Chelsea. Third, maybe Man United because of their signings. Then fourth, Liverpool.
No, do up to sixth. I want to know.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping I will hear us now at some point.
Fifth, that's going to be a tricky one. Surprisingly, Arsenal probably could finish fifth because of the lack of European football. I think Leicester will struggle to combine the two, but I'll go with Arsenal being fifth and maybe Leicester sixth.
Wow, you've given Spurs absolutely no chance.
They're going to struggle this year.
Oh my God, interesting. Mossyboy, what about you?
Did I just hear Akuma giving Arsenal fifth?
Yes, he gave Arsenal fifth.
Akuma.
The man believes in his club, man.
Akuma.
Thank you. I'll be realistic, man.
Akuma.
Yes.
Tell me you're joking.
I'm not joking, man. I'm putting my stock on that one, man.
Okay. One of the questions I want to ask you before I name my 1 to 6, yeah? One of the questions I said I want to ask you. What makes you think that this Arsenal team can finish top 10?
Because of the lack of European football.
Because of the lack of European football.
I think that will be such a blessing in disguise for us.
Okay, we're gonna see. I'm not going to argue. When the time comes, when the time comes, I will ask you that question again.
We've got it on record here. You see now, we don't record this now.
Okay.
You know.
I will. And I know Tade like to go and dig videos.
And I'm sure Tade is watching.
He's watching. He will go and dig it. My first to 6. I think it's going to be the first 3 is going to be between Chelsea, Man United, and Manchester City. Right. But Manchester City, because of the type of manager they got, they might probably edge it. Like I will agree with Akuma, favorite. I would probably think probably Manchester United, Chelsea third because of the squad they have. The reason why I'm saying that because when Champions League kicks in, there are some games that we go up and down for those 3. So, but by the time Champions League is going to come, they've probably gone miles ahead of other teams. Anyway, then fourth with Liverpool, fifth will be probably Leicester again, fifth. Then number 6, who should I give that to? It was I cannot even remember but I don't think Arsenal is going to be in the top 6. I don't think Arsenal or Tottenham will be in top 6.
But think about it this way, right? The other teams that can be in contention, maybe Everton, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yeah, but
those are all the teams that finished.
The reason why I don't pick them is because if they want to be in
aren't that great. Don't you think Arsenal can edge them?
It's because listen, right now, Arsenal are not better than Everton. They're not better than Aston Villa. They're not better than Leicester.
Winning streak.
They're not better than any other team, mid-table team. That is why Arsenal are just that type of team right now. They're a bigger club than them, but the team is not better. That's what I'm saying.
And Akuma pointed out, there are only 2 teams that are currently on that winning streak. It's Arsenal and Liverpool. We're on a 5-game winning streak. Since last season. We might keep it up. You don't know.
You never know. You
Okay.
never know.
But that's interesting. Sentiments. Feel free to let us know your own predictions for first to six. But sentiment here says Arsenal will finish between 8 and 12, and that's Arteta tax. Oh man, people don't get joy. They don't believe in this Arteta. But let me give my own predictions. I think Chelsea will win the league.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like Lukaku will be too much. You know. I think City will come second. Because I feel like City won the league last season.
Yeah.
Like I beg you, and I know they've got
But and again,
know they might
remember
get
City
Kane.
won the league last season with a big margin.
With a big margin, true. I know they've gotten Grealish, and I know they might get Kane, but I'm also not 100% certain about how that will play out. I mean, we saw Grealish and Kane play together in the Euros, and they didn't win. And Kane wasn't even that. He didn't even score that many goals in the Euros. You know, for the longest time, it was Raheem Sterling that carried that team. But we'll see.
Yeah, but remember what Akuma said in one of our show as well. Harry Kane probably his transfer going to another club was playing in his mind, or maybe probably he's carrying an injury that he's not saying to the coaches or to the team. That might be now. He get his future sorted, his mind is at rest. He knows that I'm going to be at this club for certain amount of years, so he keep firing again. I'm sure. Listen, Harry Kane cannot be like Aubameyang, go forever without
Harry
netting.
Kane himself,
Yes,
he
Harry
was.
Kane
You know, the
is
thing about Kane is last
if
season,
it's
highest goal scorer, highest number of assists. So
that's
he's a
right, yeah,
playmaker on
he's
his
a
own.
playmaker on his own. If he's not scoring, he brings something else in. So yeah.
So yeah, valid. I mean, but I still think Chelsea will edge it. I think City will come second. I think United will come third. Uh, the thing is, unlike everybody, I'm not very sure about Liverpool anymore, right? Because I look at what happened to them last season. Last season, yes, they did come fourth, but they barely did it, right?
Yeah, but they finished fourth without their top defender. They still finished
Valid,
fourth.
but I don't think I feel like another thing that affected them last season was they weren't scoring as many goals as they used to. And you could also say that is due to Virgil van Dijk as well, because Virgil van Dijk was also an attacking outlet for them. He used to score and he used to create chances. But I think that the time has passed for that squad. It's just my opinion, right? I think that, Salah is probably still a really good player. Mane, I don't think is as good as he used to be. And Firmino, is on and off. And I don't think that they've done anything to improve themselves in that. I mean, there's Diogo Jota, who obviously I think is a fantastic player and has proven himself. But I just don't think that they still have that wow factor anymore. But we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. The team that I do believe in, however, is Leicester City. I think that Leicester City, I would put them as fourth position in my own prediction, and Liverpool as fifth, and Arsenal as sixth. Now, this Arsenal as sixth, I've said, disclaimer is just loyalty.
Before you move on, hey
with a pinch of salt.
Akuma, please, what you're smoking that you're giving to Gbemiga, I would like to have some of that as well, please.
Sentiment has said it as well. Say, Akuma, pass me the ancestral juice.
Because I don't know what you two are smoking. Trust.
Honestly, two things that what I think is going to save us now this season. I'm not even going to talk about the manager because I personally don't believe in the manager. But what I do believe in is the players. And I think that these players, after what they faced last season, they have a point to prove. And the fans are back in the stadium.
Exactly.
I think they will be lifted, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Right?
our definitely our home form would definitely be better.
I think they'll be lifted.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be
I think maybe probably you guys might be right if Arsenal do the right thing.
Then if we do,
but if Arteta is still at the club till the end of the season, no way.
Also, another thing that can improve our chances of getting top 6 significantly is if we actually go ahead and sign Maddison. I think because Maddison is a high high chance creator. It creates a lot of chances.
Yeah, I'd rather have
And I think
Odegaard.
having that would improve our chances of
Yeah.
scoring
But
significantly.
the
Yeah.
thing is, I
I'd
don't
rather have
understand
Odegaard.
why do Madison
Yeah.
wants to leave a club playing in the Europe to come and play for a club?
It's Arsenal. We're a
It
big
doesn't
club.
listen,
And we
listen.
can offer him money that Leicester can't. That's the real issue. And these men are looking for big contracts.
They're looking for big, but I thought they said Arsenal is trying to cut down the wages
Arsenal
and all.
get money. Which Arsenal they try cut budgets. At
So
the moment,
listen,
our
this is
squad
the
still
thing. This is
fat.
that's the thing. That's the thing I said last week here. Anybody that comes here and be telling me say Arsenal no get money, I would not.
You know, we get
Don't come
money,
and
I
tell
beg.
me
We
that.
don't get money now. We go spend
We go
50K
spend
on
50, 50.
Ben White. We
I
get money, I
beg
beg.
you.
You know, see the kind of players with the price. Ramsdale
Price
30 million.
30 million.
Madison 70 million. We get
But
money, I beg.
the thing is, the Ramsdale one, that is the one I don't get. Why do we want to sign Ramsdale when we have a goalkeeper that he can only back in playing by November for less?
Maybe we should ask Akuma because Akuma
Onana,
is also a goalkeeper, so maybe he knows what
Onana, tell
Ateta
me,
is saying.
yeah,
What's
And
that?
why
What's
they're
that?
going for Ramsdale and not
Kuma,
actually
okay.
pushing Onana.
Yeah,
Why do we have to go for Ramsdale? Why we have a better goalkeeper that can
Yeah.
for less?
Which one? Which better goalkeeper?
Onana.
Onana is who he's saying now. So
Yeah,
we have a
I
chance
think,
to
yeah,
sign
yeah,
Onana.
yeah. I think there's two reasons. Like I said, I think there's the African Cup of Nations, so to speak, as well. But
Oh
also,
my
let me,
God.
but also, I think there's also you have to remember because obviously we're out of Brexit now. There's the British quota system as well, and I think that's what apparently one of the reasons why they didn't sign Matt Ryan from Brighton was that they said they want a British goalkeeper because they want to build a British core. And with Brexit out of the window, England being out of the European Union now, there has to be the transfer for a player from Europe to it's not as easy as it once was before. So I think that's probably the reason why.
Yeah, but it's not. But that's
I accept that
Akuma,
honestly.
what
As the
I
excuse for
accept what
signing
you
Ben
said.
White, but that's all.
What
Yeah.
I accept what you said. But my
No,
question is,
if you ask me from a goalkeeper perspective, I would like Owana instead of Ramsey.
but I understand. My question is, we want to go and spend over 30 million on Ramsdale, which we can spend less than 5 million on a better goalkeeper. That is my question. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether the transfer within Europe is easy or it's not easy.
That makes a difference because I think there's apparently there may be a major shake-up in the rules. How many foreign players are you allowed in the Premier League and stuff? And I think that's probably a reason why. I think sometimes as fans we forget these dynamics. You see.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're going to have enough. We're going to shape up our squad that we're going to have enough.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be honest, if we do sign Madison, Madison is an English player, so it increases that English quota that we have. And luckily, at the moment, we do have a good number of English players. It's just that we don't like many of them, But we have Saka, Smith Rowe, Holding is an English player, Ben White is an English player. We have all of these other young boys.
Tierney is not English.
Exactly. It's
Tierney
not
is
from
not
England, but it's from
British.
but it's British, exactly.
He's British, yeah.
I mean, we have all these our other young boys, all these
you have what's his name? Chambers as well.
Chambers. So we have a decent number of
Balogun as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we have a decent number of English boys in the squad.
But what is actually baffling me, we're going into the new season with Chambers and Bellerin as our right back.
That is baffling for everybody, and I don't think that because I don't hear us being linked to any right backs anymore. So I think that Arteta has made up his mind with going with Chambers, Cedric, and Bellerin as his right back options for next season. And hopefully that works out for us. I personally would say of the three, personally, if I got to decide, I would say I would choose Cedric.
This is the reason why I'm not agreeing with you guys. Arsenal finishing 5th.
As long as let me tell you, Bellerin is the weakest of those three, right?
Yeah,
we saw him against Chelsea the other day. I don't think that guy wants to play.
He just came on and gave them a go.
For me, it's the weakest link of the three, and it hurts me because I really like Bellerin, but it hurts me to see how much he has declined.
Listen,
but if I was going to
let me add to what you just said. Yeah, Bellerin as a person, I don't hate him, but as a footballer, I don't want him at Arsenal, and I will keep on saying this until this guy leaves Arsenal. Bellerin in the Premier League is the worst right back. Is the,
This is the
listen,
third week in a row that
Nero,
Mossyboy is
let
making
me
this
tell
point.
let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. This guy is playing for Arsenal, right? Why is it that no team in the Premier League coming for him?
Well,
Tell me. It got tell me because all the other team has got a better right back than him.
oh
They
well.
got better right back. So
I don't know who is better than Bellerin, so I'm not going to make this argument today.
you saying that you don't know who is better than Bellerin.
I cannot give you a name. So I can't
Okay,
give you a name. So I don't
let
know
me
who
give you
Bellerin is better
let
than
me give you
rather.
a name. Let me give you a name. Yeah. Southampton right back, Walker. Tell me who you gonna choose between that guy and Bellerin? Southampton right back. You know the
Okay.
guy I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about.
So if you see two of them play, tell me who you're gonna choose.
I'll probably choose the Southampton guy. You know, you're probably right. So maybe
So Brighton, these are the team that finished below us. I'm not talking about team above us. Brighton that finished below us, they got Lamptey
Oh
and
my god,
Bellerin.
I really thought we were gonna
So
buy
who are you
Tariq
going to
But,
Lamptey.
choose
yeah, but
between
is it
those two
Lamptey
Oh
not
guys?
my god,
injury
I'm gonna
prone
pick
though?
Lamptey over Bellerin, but
Yeah, but
Lamptey's obviously
Lamptey
a
not.
younger guy.
But is he not
So
injury prone, Lamptey?
okay,
Boys.
okay. Leave Lamptey is an injury prone. Aston Villa, Matty Cash
Hey,
and Bellerin.
of course, you go Matty
So
Cash.
this is no brainer.
Anyways, let's focus on
So,
what we have. If we're going to
mhm,
choose from the three, I would choose Cedric to be the starting guy because I do think that Cedric, he was decent for us in right back. When he fucked up a lot was when Ateta kept playing him as a left back
left back, yeah.
to replace Tierney. That's when a lot of mistakes happened. But in right back, which is his natural position, I
Mm,
think it. I remember watching him in right back, and what's it called? Playing the ball across the
but
pitch to Tierney,
I
and it
actually,
and I
yeah.
saw he did that a few times, and we're all impressed
Mm,
with him when he was able to
mm,
play very well in that right back wing
mhm,
until we started using him in left back, and then
left back.
obviously exposed this.
Actually, I will say this. I'm not gonna choose any of them out of three of them. I will
Mossyboy takes no
I will
excuses.
play Tierney left back, and I will play Tavares on the right back because he can use his right foot, right? So none of them. I won't
That's an
choose any of them.
interesting one.
We'll see.
So
Anyways,
We'll see.
mhm,
Good show.
um, like I said, Premier League starts tomorrow.
mhm,
We'll be on Lasgidi Effect again next week. We'll have seen all the
Yes,
games. We'll be
yeah.
here to analyze the results, analyze the way Arsenal played. Hopefully, by
mhm,
then, we would have made one or two signings to improve
mhm,
our chances of making it back into the top six.
mhm,
It's sad how our expectations has fallen. We used to be a
mhm,
top four side, and we're angry that we're always in top four, we're always in top four, we're always in top four. We never win the league. Now we would do
mhm,
anything to go
The
back
top
to being
six.
a top four side.
mhm.
You know how you don't appreciate what you have until you lose it.
Yep.
Anyways,
True.
thanks a lot for joining everybody. Thanks a lot
Yes,
for everybody in the comments. Osman Ali,
Mhm.
Sentiment FC, Papa P. Thank you very much for joining us. We miss Randy Viper today. Randy Viper,
Yeah.
wherever you are, we
Mhm.
miss you. Big ups to everybody. It's Lasgidi Effect, and we'll see you again same time next week.
Next week.
Bye, guys.
All right. Peace.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there.